Sergio Pérez asked for a renewal at the start of the Chinese Grand Prix. He had been saying for a month he didn't want to spend more than a month. And Christian Horner has supported Helmut Marko and said, no, it has to be this way. Wait, and all of that leads to rumors that seem more and more true like this one. Why does Christian Horner's hidden strategy to remove Checo from Red Bull seem? We have to say that it was said in the Spanish zone. Carlos Sainz Sr., he had been interviewed and said he hadn't talked to Red Bull. And I wonder, after what Nico Rosberg assured, that Red Bull, economically low offer to Sainz. He's asking if this is true. Sainz's dad is playing hide and seek to try and seal that signing. Is that true? All these rumors are obviously sponsored by Christian Horner because he is the one who allows them. And that's what us Hispanic Formula 1 fans and also Sergio Pérez complain about. Now let's analyze this, but even more importantly, the RV20 is built around the stable. Checo Pérez cannot be blamed. Our Formula 1 expert analyst coming out again. No. Or some others that we have seen like Gareto Sky Sport, Ted Kravitz, and Alan Kalf. They tell us some words we had already gone over in the Polmaniatico, confirming the driving style and what's happening in Domin. The Belgian thing. You won't understand everything. But he is not the first to report the sabotage. The first was SPORTMANIACS. But it was also Pierre Wache, technical director of Red Bull. But Christian Horner acknowledged it too, that Hamilton and Verstappen have privileges. This is madness. Madness against Checo Pérez. Even Sky Sport journalists are reporting it for you to see. And all this manipulation by Christian Horner leads to trashy news like this. What Nico Rosberg says, claiming that the Carlos Sainz Red Bull's offer, not very economical. It's a disgrace that this anonymity is still maintained when Checo Pérez has to be the foundation and the key from the Red Bull powertrain team. Okay. Welcome by Maniac section of Formula 1 on YouTube. And if you like it, and if not too, because I'm not live and I can't see it in the chat, let's first see what says Sky Sport analysts about the sabotage to Sergio Pérez. They make it very clear.
And of course, something we've already mentioned
in
here.
2023, Verstappen's driving style and Cepeda's driving style. Let's see how they confirm it, and then, I insist, we'll see very controversial statements. From Nicole Rockwell, who already confirms the offer exists as has been assured in the past, but gives more details. Economically weak. And it was said that Christian Horner also came to say that he had to talk to Carlos Sainz. And suddenly it said, what you're going to see, I won't spoil it. Pedro, something happened in China, okay? According to what Nico Rockwell says, I insist rumors, but rumors that arise because of Cristiano. Christian Horner, who I insist has fueled all this speculation, saying that he wasn't going to take the step to hire Checo soon. He also said he had to talk with Carlos Sainz. All this at the Chinese Grand Prix. But now we'll see all that in the DV20 built around Verstappen. Checo Perez can be blamed. They say it after Checo Pérez finished in third place at the China Grand Prix. After seeing everything we report in Sportmanatic, surely obviously with the telemetry and the difference compared to the start of the season, we insist that Lambias is not that great an engineer when it takes him 3 or 4 races to get that car configured well, but then, excellent indeed. Then Max secures the second per lap when he wants to. But how do they struggle at the start of the season? Because they do not know, because the car is new and because they have to learn, right? Then it's all just talk. Pretending there was some issue.
At least it says
So thought Ted Kravitz and
Tactical
Alan
Podcast
Kalf in their last post on Sky News. Words that I would take with a pinch of salt. But that they demonstrate the sabotage. They don't say there's no doubt that the Red Bull RB20 is built around Marvel staple. We know that. It could be said that this year is better for Checo Pérez and that he has had a better start to the season. Let's see, huh? We'll see what happens when we get to Baku. That'll be a good test because what we saw in China didn't please me at all. But the way the car is designed to stay in front, that with the slightest movement of the steering wheel, it starts to move at the front. Just to show you, they're starting to make references. How does a car with oversteer behave? We've mentioned it many times on Sportmaniacs, the driving style that Verstappen likes. And it has a lot of grip on the front. A strong car at the front, able to turn quickly, and the issue with such a car is that at the start, or initially, because the setup configures it so it doesn't happen, and it has to go skidding from behind. You say something that only Marshmallow Stubborn loves. It doesn't matter if Checo Perez likes it or not. Because as you can see in previous videos, Checo Perez has already been banned from getting data directly from Verstappen again. And it has not been, for example, you guys will say, no, this is not something you want to know who it was. Well, none other than Lambi, that Lambi at say not that Hagbill. And we can officially say that because the truth has made it official.
None other than Turbos Marco.
Just as it sounds, the whole clan is falling apart. The Verstappen clan in the last few hours, looking at it, because everything is coming out at once. The latest videos, but in this video, is Herman Marco being exposed? Subid, how are they taking the exposure data? It says it has a lot of grip at the front, something that only Marvel loves. Notice that Kravitz says, I don't think Sergio Pérez can be blamed for anything. This is what it is, right? Because finishing second or third in the end is okay, and it's something that Repulse is satisfied with. As if to say, that's really what they're after with him, nothing more. They set up the car to get the most out of it. And that has to be valued. Obviously, it says if Max is behind someone and needs to overtake, he does it immediately in a very assertive way. It's almost aggressive, but I call it assertive driving. Shout out to a cool cat.
Yes.
You need to know how to read the signals from that car. And that's exactly the difference between Sergio Pérez and Marvel Verstappen. Checo is good and he's the second most notable driver. But ultimately, it's a secondary channel. Referring to the fact that the car is tremendously designed for Max Verstappen. It says that Max Verstappen is the man around whom the rumor is spread by Ginowan. We've reported it here, we've explained it everywhere regarding engineers, Christian Horner, German Marco, everything speaks for him.
Was 3-time champion.
From where? Like,
If not, it would have been Checo Perez, thank you. Ted Kravitz, Yalartal, for demonstrating the sabotage that I insist had already been mentioned by Pierre Watcher, pointing to
like the Gaussian
of
in...
all Checo Perez's problems. Because he indirectly addressed Hoofbein, as you can see.
Already here.
The problem is that the car has some weaknesses, and the way you have to deal with them sometimes isn't about being the best or worst driver. Sometimes a weakness can't be faced, and that's what we're trying to understand. But I would say it's more the engineer's job than his. This was said at the end of 2023, okay? Sorry, in February 2024, before the season starts.
Not to mention what was actually said on January
In January
9th.
2024, Hornet claims that Hamilton and Verstappen have privileges on their teams. They add more value to the team. More value than what? No value. It doesn't bring value to the Red Bull team in Czech if in Czech you had disassembled. Well, once we've made everything clear and supported the words of Sky Esports, Ted Kravitz, and the people who helped us make this video, see you in the next video. Until next time.
In the end, we're leaving.
Agreeing with what Nico Roper said, I haven't opened a video of all the sports fanatics. I forgot. Okay, but I insist. Thank you. We never ask for likes here, but thanks. So we have to thank everyone who gives likes to those who...
Subscribe.
It's because you like the content. Those of you who share on our social networks. Those who comment.
that we
to
are
have more
all-
company here at the chamber bar. Thanks for being like this, and off we go with the big news. That don't say nor corrupt, you have to take this with a lot of pieces, okay? Why? Because he's Nico Roper. Because he's German. Because we know where the interest can come from. Because we know statements he's made in the past, and so on. We take this with pizza. It can be true, Alberto, or it could also be a lie. Okay, but I insist, as I said, Dazon España asked Sainz's father if they had met with Christian Jones, and he said no. Christian Jones said they had to meet with Carla. And now Nico Brake is going to tell you he has seen them at the paddock. Sure, believe it or not, Brake is the one doing the interviews, being there is. Believe it or not, that's the way it is. And he says the offer is small. Some people will obviously believe all of this 100%. There will be people blaming Christian Horner for this. Obviously, since Christian Horner about the check arrived in China saying he wants the renewal now. And I've been saying it for a while, and Horner said, hold your horses. Me, the plastic sheriff of Red Bull, we say, the one in charge, but the day Checo leaves, goodbye Red Bull. Do you understand? Let's see what Nico Romper said. Because watch out, it's not a waste at all. Notice what it says. Mercedes apparently only offers a 1-year contract to Sainz. And it says apparently, that is apparently, I have no proof nor do I have doubts, right? Red Bull has made an offer to Carlos Sainz. And yesterday, I saw Sainz Sr. talking with Christian Horner. Because apparently, he's been a bit stingy with the offer. All I can say is that from Spain, they mentioned he was interviewed and Father Sainz said no. If Christian Horner is really doing this, he's being very sneaky as they say here in Spain. What a traitor, right? Even more of a traitor. Just think, we've never trusted him at the magnetic pole, have we? But this would mean being more of a traitor than I thought. And that is, do you want to make it appear to the press so that Checo's fans don't turn against you? Yes, Checo in Checo's seats. I don't know what, but you're talking to the father of Saida, the one that handles contracts and so on, and you're already offering him money, even if it's a little, you're offering a contract, you're putting someone out. To put someone in, you have to take someone out. And Verstappen has already said he's staying 100%. I won't show you. I've shown it many times already. As Checo said, we'll see. We have to see it. It makes us doubt, but this penalty is certain. Oh, my Horner, where are you getting into, buddy? He says he'd be trying to get a couple more million out of it.
Like saying...
Everything is settled. Now only remains
putting more money on the table, right?
Well, here comes the Rodman. Believe it or not, I lay the objective data on the table, Alberto. What do you think? Won't many sports fans say before this crazy disaster? Fear from...
And a
No,
lot.
what I think is...
First of all,
or so they said. Alberto said it. He said it clearly. I'm 100% sorry. I will be in Formula 1 next year. He didn't say it at Red Bull. He said it in Formula 1. We've already shown in the previous video. Check it out because it teaches about Alonso apart from that. Look at the car that's being called Blue Car of Feral. Pay attention.
And
I don't
also-
know if it can be like this one. I've seen a photo on social media.
Talking about something truly scandalous, okay?
But I insist, look, because Checo is being seen in meetings with Mercedes. Christian Horner worried, yet hesitant about Checo. Doesn't want to renew him. You can see Checo talking with Mercedes. That's why I say, guys, he's got it. He's
Calm
calm.
down, okay? It was also seen...
Okay, then.
Talking, can we make it clear?
Checo Perez was outraged with the setup. He's realizing a lot. Oh.
Rest in peace.
Horner said this in China, right? All these videos are on Export Maniacs. Super detailed. We will talk with Sainz. And after Horner says we'll talk with Sainz, Rosberg says the offer is silent. My question is truly Christian Jones. Will you have the guts to take out
Checo. Perez from Red Bull.
the same Checo Perez who was one of the few that defended you when the Horner case happened? He said, I'm with Christian Horner and like the whole team. I find it absolutely shameful and I hope that in the next few hours, not in the coming days, no, this is serious.
Within the next few hours.
Go out, step outside. to
Like
check
they
the
saw
test,
me
not
talking
in
to
the
him
middle.
because he's my friend, because we were having coffee. Just like you saw Checo with Mercedes, right? By chance, huh? What's happening? All of this, it affects Checo's psychology again, 2024, just like in 2023. All because of Red Bull once again. Because Verstappen has no problem, Christian
Right
Horner
away.
said it, whether he was renewed or not, but that he would fulfill his contract until 2028 for sure. On the other hand, Checo had to earn it.
And suddenly,
Says they need to talk with...
Damn it! And then afterwards, when the Chinese Grand Prix ends, Robert tells you he saw them talking and the offer is very low, wanting to squeeze an extra couple million out of it. Do they really want to take Checo out of the Red Bull team? And my question goes further. Could it be that Checo has already reported he's tired of everything? And check out this video.
because it's going viral a lot.
And he's already got something going with Mercedes. Remember, this isn't the first time we've seen the photos. In fact, talking with Toto in Bahrain was the first time, and we know Toto wants to fish in Red Bull. Apparently, it's going for Verstappen, and if you want to take the real Red Bull talisman away from that check,
offer came.
making it seem like he wants to take Verstappen, but ends up taking Checo because it all suggests that Horner is betraying Checo Perez to the fullest. What do you guys think?
Seriously.
You really believe that Breaker is right and Horner is so cheap that he made an offer?
Let's go.
But not Checo Perez? Wasn't Checo Perez Horner the priority? Let's see if you deny it in the next few hours. I did not expect
Less than someone who initially has something to do with
any
life.
honor left as a person, considering how Checo has defended you. I find it shameful to have to listen to this, and I hope that in the next few hours on Red Bull's part,
Tear everything down.